It says broadcasting. I think I did it, but I don't see it on the channel yet. Not yet. Here it comes. There it is.
Oh yeah.
Here she comes.
What's going on? Who's going to pop up first?
I'm gonna guess
right now,
Mitch.
before anybody pops up, nobody even knows
Let me go
what
get
we
my
say.
laptop so I can see these fools.
Okie doke.
I'm gonna guess Mitch.
We're looking for Mitch first.
We got some Zuckerbergs coming in.
Oh, no,
Oh, they come in fast on Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Well, you have to explain to them what's going on. Those Zuckerbergs don't know what the hell is
That's
happening.
true.
So go ahead and explain what this is and tell them if they want to come somewhere else, they can.
Well, hello, Facebook friends. We're trying out some different nights. Last week we did Tuesday night. We had a decent amount of Zuckerbergs show up last Tuesday, I think. Now this week we thought we'd go for a primetime sitcom.
Must see TV.
Must see TV. Thursday night primetime. So, after the evening news and all that stuff. So it looks like the Zuckerbergs are kind of piling on pretty quick. We got 130 Zuckerbergs.
We're just blasting off on Zuckerbergs.
And then we're also over here on Twitch, which is kind of our home base. That's where we got chat rolling. We talk to these people a lot. It's a little bit more free, a little bit more loose over here. But we see you over there, Zuckerbergs. We're not ignoring you, but we're just we're a little more used to Twitch over here. So, but thanks for coming out on a Thursday night. We're gonna have some new songs tonight. Mm-hmm. Well, not new, but newish.
The Twitch people are showing up now. They're a little slower to pile in. Those Zuckerbergs pop right the hell up. I mean, they just send them out. They just send them out. But the Twitch people, we got Louise Jr., some kid named Tim, the amazing Zack Attack, Rachel, and Lauren B. Smith. I don't see no Mitch.
Oh yeah.
We finally found a night Mitch can't get here. I like it. Ain't no Mitch.
No Mitch. He must be busy on Thursdays.
If you hadn't seen him in the first 30 seconds of a stream, he clearly can't.
He's out gigging.
He's out gigging. He's
playing a sold-out show somewhere, killing everybody.
He's opening for Smash Mouth somewhere tonight.
Thursday night.
Sturgis. Mitch is at Sturgis.
Kraken's up in here. He's around. He's always around.
We got asked to play Sturgis. We just had kids' birthday conflict, so we couldn't make it out.
Now Matt and I have been through where Sturgis is at.
Oh yeah.
And it had we were driving, I guess, our new van. So we had bought a school bus. I'll tell a little story. The first vehicle we bought was, besides the your Tahoe that your dad gave you in a trailer. That was our first touring stuff. We bought this school bus and we fixed it up and we tried to drive it to Cornerstone Festival, and it just broke down and it was terrible. And because of that, though, is where Devin met his wife and I met my wife. Yep. Because of that bus breaking down. I mean, the bus got us there, and then Devin met his wife at Cornerstone, future wife. And then because it broke down, had some time and I met Jess. But we drove back in our new van. We're like, okay, we'll do it like everybody else. We get a van. It's me, Matt, and Seth, our first drummer. Mm-hmm. And we rolled through where Sturgis is, and we went to the next place we ended up with is where the Testicle Festival is.
Yes, an offshoot. This is one of the bars that makes their whole year on Sturgis people, like they come in for that month and it's just destroys. And it's super cheap to own a bar, so it's like really whole town full of kind of like stuff.
And it was weird because we stopped in it was like 2 PM or something. It was just us in this big old bar, kind of looked like Roadhouse bar.
Yeah.
Or something, and it's just in the middle of nowhere. And we ordered testicles. And
fried
bit
testicles,
into one, it just felt like it kind of popped. And I was like, no way. And then
and we got drunk on Mike's Hard Lemonade, I believe.
Yeah.
and we got drunk because we didn't drink much at the time. We were just thought it was such a weird situation. So let's drink alcohol, and we didn't even like beer at the time. So we got hard lemonade, and then we went out, and there was a river out back, and we just went in our underwear and swam in the river drunk, ate testicle. I mean, it's just like you're in another world for the afternoon, then you get back on the interstate and drive the rest of the way to Seattle.
That is so funny.
Not drunk, of course.
Right. Not back then.
That's funny. We've got Chris Vaughn in the house. He's a special featured viewer tonight.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit more about that, but I'll communicate to Chris directly here because I don't believe I followed up an email. We're working on a little project together we're going to share with y'all. But Chris hasn't seen it. Chris, it's all done. It's complete. You're going to like it. And I thought it might be nice.
Chris hasn't even seen it?
No, he hasn't.
Oh,
that's why I thought might be a little more. I wish I didn't even have time to get my heads up, but I think it'll be kind of cooler for him to see the project in real time in front of people in this way. I feel good.
Well, I'll
that.
tell you, I watched it today, and it got a hold of me. It was that thing where I started watching, and I was like, "Oh, this is just." I love my wife. I love my kids. Hold it in.
Great.
Well, let's talk about exactly there, but let's do a song first, and then come back and talk about exactly that point right there, making that emotional media as you were putting it, and we'll explain what that is. But first, how about a song? You want to do a cover original? Do we got an order tonight?
Well,
mine
let's see.
is lighthearted, makes you feel good.
There's two covers. There's no original. Right. We have.
Oh,
you're right. It's just both cover songs that you and Devin did. Who wants to go first?
do mine first.
Okay.
Mine is from my all-time favorite songs, and it is Rainbow Connection. And I sing the whole thing as Kermit the Frog. So I do an impression of it. So I think people are really going to like it.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Here we go.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows, and what's on the other side? I'm just kidding. Why are there so many songs about rainbows, and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but merely illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lover, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish will be heard and answered when wished on a morning star? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed in. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? What do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell, we know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep, and have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Are these the sweet sounds that call to young sailors? The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Da 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 da.
Awesome.
All right.
That is great. I'm sorry I can't find the thing to turn off. I almost got it off here.
That song is so
Rainbows,
pretty.
amazing.
Now, I'll say this. Do y'all know who wrote that song?
I don't.
It's
No,
Kenny
I don't.
Loggins.
Really?
What? Kenny Loggins wrote, you're telling me the same guy that wrote Highway to the Danger Zone wrote that song?
Yeah. I went to the Danger Zone. Yeah. Yeah, he wrote that. Kenny Loggins is a hell of a songwriter.
What is the name of the Danger Zone song?
I thought it was
Highway to the Danger Zone.
I thought it was just Danger Zone,
Danger
not Highway
Zone,
to
yeah.
Danger.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think.
No, I thought you were saying I was misunderstanding the title, which I might be, but I know it's Kenny Loggins. I know it's from Top Gun. But what is the Rainbow song
hold
from?
on.
It's the Muppets.
We can't get back. Hold on.
Yeah.
This is that moment. Have you always thought it was Highway to the Danger Zone?
That's what I think it is.
That's
Is
what
it
I guess.
not?
I guess I think that too.
It is.
What is it?
That's what I'm asking.
I went to the Danger Zone.
No, you're the
I
clown.
went to. Are you sure?
You have to be. Please,
Well,
I
I
can't
thought
be
the
the
next
clown
part
on
was
that
he said,
one.
"I want to take," or something like, "I want to take the highway to the Danger Zone" after that, or something, right? Doesn't he?
I don't know. I've assumed it was Highway to the Danger Zone.
Y'all are right. I've been wrong for my entire life.
Well,
Shoot, am I freezing up? Hold on, let me.
You got a little low resolution,
Little
but
laggy, but
you're
it's all
hanging
right.
in there. You're okay.
Hey, we got some tippies. Thank you guys for that. Appreciate
Your
it.
Skype resolution is slightly better than your actual brain, so no problem.
As long
I
as
was really, I was assumed that I was the clown. I always
Well, I
assume
did
when
too.
somebody
Oh,
goes, "Hey, wait a minute," I'm almost always the clown in that situation. So
I thought I was too.
yeah, I just
There
totally
are
automatically.
definitely-
It's a little
There are
blurry.
definitely lots of lyrics that I don't know or have misheard my entire life, for sure.
I promise you, though, my entire life I was going. I went to the
That's kind of a lame
Danger Zone. I thought I thought Matt was a fool. I was like, highway? Your dumbass thought it was highway, but it was me.
Yeah, I make a good fool. I'm believable. You don't know how many times I've taken the fall as the fool when I probably wasn't a fool, but I just assume I am and go with it usually.
Oh, now I guess I get it. You're right. It's revving up your engine, listen to her howl and roar, roar. Damn
there you
it.
go.
I
All right.
went. I promised my entire life I went
Well,
to the Danger Zone.
I
Anyway,
think it's
all right.
settled
Rainbow
what-
Connection.
Yeah, well, so obviously next week you know what to do is Highway to the Danger Zone. And you can sing it any way you like, but I think that's in order. It's more Kenny Loggins for you because that was great. Kenny Loggins and Toby Morrell, same wavelength, just like that.
And I did a Kermit impression. I thought it was
Yeah,
pretty
great.
good.
It's great.
Yeah, that's such a good song. That's one of those songs that just makes you feel like a certain way.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's only a few songs that you can hear that make you feel a certain way, like positive, and that's one of them to me. That's just like it just makes me feel different than just a song. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's almost like a
that's a
mood.
very distinct. I think with music, basically, what's going on with stuff like that is there's a certain neural configuration it puts you in, like the
Yeah.
mathematical things
Yeah.
that come out of what the tonalities are.
Yeah.
And then the
think
emotion
you're right.
sits on top of that, and then it gets all the humans to have the same trancy like neural configuration
Right.
that feels like something you're familiar with, and it all gets built around that. And so it probably is a really shared feeling that everybody has from the certain chord progression and emotion put on it, where it's it's just a state that everybody describes as sentimental.
It has to be a
Positive.
combo of those things because
Sad
I
a
would
little bit.
say there's probably in my mind there's probably less than 10 songs that I know that are like that.
Mhm.
And I can't even name 10 off the moment, but one other one I was thinking of was and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's another
yeah.
one that like that. That it feels more than just a song. It feels like that makes you feel something. You know what I
I'll
mean?
recommend a version of that one. John Batiste, the piano player guy, that just listen to his version. He does some stuff. He's one of my favorite. He is my favorite piano player right now. But he does like some meditation and real calm stuff. But he does that one, and it's really good. Okay, Chris Vaughn time.
Time for Chris
All
Vaughn.
right.
So let's talk about this project, what the project is, how it got here, and it came in hot off the presses. Just got the video minutes ago.
Well, let's go back a little bit first.
Okay.
So now this goes a long way back. I think you and Toby probably wrote some songs, some personal songs for people some years ago, right? With Matt and Toby release or something like that.
Yes. On the first crowdfund for Matt and Toby, we did some fan songs. So we opened up 10 songs, and I don't know if we charged who knows what it was, but just it wasn't very much. And we made some quick songs, and they were original that we never released anywhere. We still have them. We could share them or release with whatever.
Yeah.
But we just wrote quick songs and sent them to people. And this is probably 2013 or something.
Yeah. And
Right.
right around that same time, I did this one. I think our friend Aaron Lunsford did a thing called Diddy Deli. You remember that?
Mhm.
So I wrote like about 10 songs, personal songs for people. And
you
then
wrote
I guess
10? I didn't know that.
it was close to 10, yeah. But I think about 2 years ago, I think it was, Toby, me and you decided to do Christmas songs.
Yep.
For people, not Christmas, but songs for Christmas presents or whatever.
As presents, yeah.
And I think since then, if I'm not mistaken, I think we've written, it's got to be close to like 150 songs.
Yeah, at least.
By now. And that's in the course of about 2 years. But I mean, it's kind of, we've kind of just kind of grown it and thought through like, hey, what are we doing? Let's make these as good as possible. We got Matt more involved, this past year, and with mixing and mastering and even full production stuff. So this is something that we really enjoy doing, making them really personal for people. We take the person's story and write it specifically for them. A lot of people who are watching know this already, but it's really fun. Toby's great, a great lyricist. We both write the music. Matt's just awesome arranger. So it just feels like a really cool part of what we do that's kind of moving into a next phase of things to some degree. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think one of the things that's important about it is if you want to think of it from an abstract or conceptual level, it's the idea of putting a ton of high levels. I mean, I'm assuming we're classifying myself as high level skill and art, but instead of a artist, for instance, selling out and making the broadest possible thing to hit the broadest possible audience, we've always made a career out of having a smaller audience and serving it well will be the mentality. But the logical conclusion of that, which is how my mind works a little bit, is what if you did everything you do and did it for a smaller and smaller audience, as in what would be the ultimate concert experience you could give one person, or a song you could write for one person. Nobody else ever heard it. Like the values, it usually there monetarily is the only reason, but the power of that is more important. That's why talking to a small group is different all the way. It's just a different level of intimacy. So there's different levels of emotion and ways that you can get to it with different size audiences. And an audience of one is so freeing. And when we were doing some of these songs before, we were, Skyping a little bit with the people. And I think of that now as as a producer. My head is at trying to understand the meaning of songs, but it's not even the meaning of songs. It's actually what happens in the brain of the end user. That's what you're kind of creating when you create music or media or art or producing something, to have that in mind, like the emotional feeling that you're creating, like you were just talking about rainbows, Devin. And so to know exactly who your audience is, it's exactly this one person and this is what they are like, and then you're focusing on just that instead of trying to make everybody happy. It becomes just this other magical process that's actually quite exciting and makes you want to put more effort into it. Instead of an additional obligation, we treat it really similarly to the album song that we're doing this week. So putting all those things together is just, we're playing around with it. But I think we think of ourselves of emo, but I think of it way broader than the genre sounds of emo. It's just, I think Emery's goal or mission is to just create emotional experiences in other people through whatever ways. That's basically more than just, we want to be a band in the scene of something, is less, I guess, where our heart's at. So this is experiment, and it gives us ability to just try new things and develop stuff and make it be productive and all that.
And this was great because we've been doing these, we call them quarantunes, but it's kept us busy when we can't tour, and people get a personalized song, which is kind of like an Emery song just to you, like you said. So it's been really cool. And and we're going to, I guess we're setting this up as well to do it again for Christmas. So we usually get our biggest orders for Christmas. So we're going to get that up really ASAP, and we'll probably have to cut it off at some point. So as soon as you see us put it up, if you're wanting us to write a personalized song, order as soon as possible. Now, one of the things, Matt, I think we should tell them too, like, how do we write the song, like what information people give us?
Yes, well, that's what I'm going to get into, the story of the Vohns quickly. And this isn't the song itself isn't exactly a story. It's not. I don't mean to give you the wrong impression, but the story of this song getting created is that that Alicia Vohn got together with her friends and loved ones of Chris, who's turning 30 on July. He turned 30 back in July. So that's when they raised the money and bought this, and we're just getting to the production part of it. They've been married 8 years. This is a big deal. And she wrote she bought it on Squarespace, and a lot of times people buy stuff and that has a place to leave notes. And Alicia wrote way more than I could possibly read to you guys here. And it's all wonderful, amazing, sweet things about her husband and what he's like and what he
made me
means to her.
jealous.
And I read it. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" There's zero chance my wife could ever.
Oh God.
She could never say those things. She could not even come close to typing them. And if she did, I couldn't read them.
Right.
I couldn't. It's just too. And so the depth of what their relationship is, I thought was amazing. And so then, when I Skype called with them to try to get to know them personally to help craft this in the right way, they were both together on the Skype call, and they were both quite happy and pleasant. And I was worried maybe she's real cheesy or something in some way that he's going to be embarrassed by. So I wanted to make sure he could handle this, and it wouldn't be some crazy surprise to him, or he'd be embarrassed by the attention or something. Because I would have a hard time with it. Yeah. It's just we talked about it, and they were like, "Oh no, we're totally like that." They just have a relationship that is to be envied, clearly, and this is not fake or just some empty stuff. I mean, this is a great couple with a great relationship, and what an amazing present she thought, right. and involved the rest of the friends. So the meaning of all this is stacked up super high, and so then I feel like, oh well, the pressure's here. We better put our not to mention that this is a sentimental subject, so there's a risk of it being cheesy or anything like that. So you got to really do this. You got to really deliver. Yep. And so I thought maybe, and this was just yesterday or the day before, we thought, well, we should probably make them a video too. We were talking about I asked them would they mind if we shared it on the show, and then when we started trying to put the videos together, we didn't capture all the audio on video on the way in, and so to problem solve that, we thought, maybe we should get them to send in some pictures of themselves, and maybe we could put some slides and put the words on the screen to make this one a little more sentimental. So we spent some time on that. And then Devin wrote back and said, or videos. Do you have videos? And they're like, yeah, we have some videos too. And they sent those in. And Reva edited this video creatively with very little direction. And the Vohns contributed a lot. And Toby wrote the lyrics, right? And based on this, do you have any notes on what I can read more of what she wrote about him. But, it's great. It's just I don't know how much to read the sweet stuff here, but tell me about writing the lyrics from what you got here, Toby.
Well, that's the thing. Like it's going to be an Emery song, because it's us and it's our voices and it's all that. But it's funny because I also the stuff that she wrote, you want to incorporate that. So what's really neat is, in the end, it really is their song. Like it's us singing them.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You know what
sound
I mean? Like that's
exactly
it really
like
does.
An Emery song in a certain way, but it's obviously Emery in a certain way. But yeah, it's hard to describe what that is. Try some more though. It's like you're singing as them or for. I mean, how do you think of it?
Well, I was trying to find her email. I wanted to read one of the things, but
I can text it
to you.
But
Just even with the lyrics or whatever. But she wrote stuff like that. People say his beard's amazing, and he, his sandals or Crocs or whatever he's wearing makes everybody smile or laugh, or he's just his own personality. Like all the things she says is, I hear their relationship, but she's saying he's a great dude. He's his own guy. He's funny. He's lovable. Their relationship is great. And then I think too, she's saying all this stuff about her husband, but it makes me go, well, I mean, she's awesome. She's doing all this. She got all this together, and then their friends must be awesome, because I was like, man, they all chipped in to do this.
I would be so bummed. Yeah, right. I was like, oh, great. I got to go to a birthday party. I probably got to bring a bottle of wine. Oh, I got to buy a song too.
I know. I know. So the friends are mad. I was like, okay. So I wanted to make this something that you could just really listen to, and when they hear it, it's them and the joy they have and the love they share, and I think that is really evident in this song. And so I think that when you hear it, you go, oh wait, it just captures them. I hope it captures them. That's what I was trying to do when I was writing the lyrics. It would capture just what they have, and it doesn't have to be the craziest thing or every single detail. That's too much. That's when that's when I think it gets cheesy. If you try to fit in a billion different details or every single thing or whatever, which we have done sometimes and it's worked out, but most of the time it's kind of tough. But in this, you capture some of the essence and then hit some parts of the life, and then it just captures the whole thing. And I think when you listen to it, one of my goals is when they listen to it, they'll put all the pieces together, and this will spark the memories that, of course, I don't know about. I don't know what was happening in 2012 or 2001. What all what was it like the day before they got married or the day, all that stuff. So I think that's what's kind of cool. I hope this song sparks a lot of memories for them and just reinforces how much all these folks love each other.
Yeah, it's funny because I think if you try to create art that would last or stand up in time, this one won't get forgotten by them in 5 or 10 years. I assure you. Like this, it'll be a video. Right. It'll be digital, as a digital version of this for them forever. I mean, I'm not trying to oversell the thing. It's just like again, I saw it today. I was like, wow, this just popped right out. I thought, man, this is really. Right. Anyway, we're quite proud of it.
Yeah.
And the idea of doing it different for different people is so great. If you remember last time we did one for someone named Johanna, and she was a jogger, so that song was directed right at that. And this one's more of a ballad. So if they want a heavy metal song, I suppose we could be bought to do that and figure out how to get into that character for that reason to do that. So that's what's
we did one for the Bills over on Twitch. We did one for the Bills for their renewing of their vows, and it's fun because I like it when people say stuff like in this song. I had to put in "Your beard's amazing." I would never put that in an Emery song, but it's this is what I have to say. It's pretty freeing. Mm-hmm. It's like I think that's why I like Rainbow Connection, because you get it. It makes you feel a certain way, and I think this song captures these people in a certain way. So
they keeping their kids up to see it. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Grab your tissues, everybody, and and see if this doesn't make you feel good about the Vohns and like you know and you love them. And thank y'all for being willing to share this and your actual memories and life with the whole internet. Thanks.
This is a full production Emery song. That's so awesome.
And video.
Yeah.
Look out through the window. The morning sun finds our faces. The life we built has started. Another day. Your smile is there to meet mine. Sometimes the little things God gave us have more beauty than words could ever say. You were playing your guitar, Jude was watching you. I saw home in both of your eyes. The friend, husband, and father you are is a person who would always fight, even when the road ahead is dark and hard to find our way. I am changed. The world has changed because of you. I cried on your shoulder. You never pulled away. Every friend that you've ever had will say the same. You breathe life into this world. It's everything that you do. You always stand up for what you believe in, to know that we believe in you. You were playing your guitar, Jude was watching you. I saw home in both of your eyes. The friend, husband, and father you are is a person who would always fight, even when the road ahead is dark and hard to find our way. I am changed. The world has changed because of you. They say your beard's amazing and your sandals make us smile. And all these years later, I would still walk down that aisle with you. 'Cause it's that heart of yours that's beating inside your chest that you keep giving anytime someone needs it. Chris, you might not see that you have so much strength. We see it every day in everything you do. You were playing your guitar, Jude was watching you. I saw home in both of your eyes. The friend, husband, and father you are is a person who would always fight, even when the road ahead is dark and hard to find our way. I am changed. The world has changed because of you.
There you go.
That'll get you
okay.
right in the feels, boy.
I'll tear you up.
Yeah.
That'll tear you up.
That gets me.
You know, and it's funny because like everybody watching it, you think of your own family. You think of, you know what I mean? Like it's just great.
So you can get one of these for your own family. We're gonna be putting it out, and especially for Christmas. Like I said, Christmas. We'll probably have up the plans. We're trying to figure it out. Maybe add a few different ways you can mix and match and put something together.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Alicia, for letting.
Yes.
I mean, you don't understand that getting to participate in it. You get to participate in the good feeling. You know, I don't know another way to explain it, but it was really cool to do. You know what else is cool though? That's it. You're not hearing it again.
Yeah.
Right.
You might have liked it.
It
was only them just being nice, and I think it increases the meaning to be able to share it in this way. Is what I get from Chris and Alicia. I think that's true, but it's theirs. They own it. They could sell it. I mean, we know we don't hold even the intellectual rights to it or anything as far as
what do you think they could get for it?
I don't know. I mean, you could put it in,
an auction, like an eBay auction or something.
I mean, it could work on some of those TV shows. I mean, it could be the end credits on some show sometime. Give me a break, but. You know, good luck with that. If you could sell it to the network, use it. But I just mean, this song is not. It's a private song. It's not. It's not public. It's not released. It's not for Emeryland people. It's just there. So,
well, just so people know, like Toby was saying, we are working on a little like menu kind of a la carte thing that you can kind of put stuff together. You can maybe get handwritten lyrics. You can get a video like that for an extra amount with your song. You know, there's going to be things that we try and figure out as we're going. That's like, oh yeah, people really like this, people really like that. So we want to make it as good quality and memorable as possible. So,
yeah. If that's okay with everybody, might we move on?
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks again, Vohns. Feel free to tip us here. That's what this tip jar is all about. It's not a huge deal, but we think of ourselves like street performers. And if you're going to stick around and watch a little bit, you can only watch the guy so much do the trick where he turns from a statue and moose. If you watch it 20 times or stand there for 5 minutes, it starts to get awkward if you don't leave a tip, but it ain't no big deal. Know what I mean? You give a barista a little tip, so hey.
We should start doing the uncomfortable stare. All three of us just stare at the camera. My brother, you remember Gary, my brother, when he was a merch guy, he would, when you paid for your T-shirt or whatever, he would hand you back his change and he would stare at you and put the change in between his two fingers and hold it over the tip jar.
Yeah, like
almost
in the tip jar.
Yeah,
like you have to reach in the tip jar and take it out if you want your change back.
Right, you'd have to take it out of the tip jar basically to get your change back, and people go, I just keep it, man. And you know what? He killed at it.
Oh, he destroyed. He was making
so much
more
money.
You know, some of those tip guys on Warped Tour, they would hustle like that and beyond, like Ricky from First to Last, but he was make hundreds and hundreds a day in tips.
Way more than
just
the
by
band
asking for them. And the snow cone lady at Warped Tour did the same thing. I went and bought a snow cone at Warped Tour, and it was priced so it had 4 ones, It says feel free to leave a tip, and it gives me 4 ones. It's like, well, I mean, that must work 80% of the time, right?
Yeah, no matter what.
Yeah.
So no high pressure stuff from us, but hey.
All right.
So well, thank you for your tips. We appreciate it. Keep them coming.
Keep them coming.
This is a fun night. Why don't we play another
self cover? Let's do a self cover, Devin. Well, no, it's a cover if you think about it.
It's a cover. I covered Toby.
You covered Toby on an album that you weren't on a song that you didn't participate on. You might have sang.
No, I sang on the song.
You're on the
this song. This song was written before I left, and I sang some, and then I went back and I think that sang some more.
Yes.
Yes, it was on We Do What We Want. Yes.
This is on We Do What We Want. It's another Emery sleeper. I put it in the same category as Misbehaving as one that's like, the recorded version of that on the album, I wouldn't touch a damn thing about it, and I love it. And this is a fun way to do it this way, but it's not a particularly popular song. Like, we never play it live. But I think it's just a complete and cool
I was going to do one of my songs, and then kind of last minute, I was like, hey, maybe I'll try one of Toby's. And this one that I was kind of stuck out in my mind, and I practiced it a couple times and did it. So, I mean, it's probably not my best one, but I think it turned out pretty cool.
What is it? I don't even know.
Daddy's Little Peach.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I can't wait to hear this one. Nice, dude.
You got me falling in love with what's next. The personality's a casualty, but I'm impressed with the way you control the verbs, moving in and out with words. Slow down, we don't have to rush. How profound is the sequence? Perception to the touch. Is it just me, or does this routine ever get inside your head and tell you all the little things that you wish had been said? That you wish had been said. When will I be old enough to do as I please? These late nights are getting old. There's better ways to your knees. And mommy always had you buttoned up. We were daddy's little peach. When will I be old enough? When will I be old enough to do as I please? Got me here, but you got me wrong. I'm not a cannibal, but I cannot say I won't eat one of my own. But with words slurred, I confess, the smile isn't based on your subtle wit, but the cut of your dress. It makes that ugly morning seem so far away. And if it ever comes at all, then I'll know just what to say. Just what to say. When will I be old enough to do as I please? These late nights are getting old. There's better ways to your knees. Mommy always had you buttoned up. We were daddy's little peach. When will I be old enough? When will I be old enough to do as I please? To do as I please. To do as I please. So wake up, it's the morning. Another 8 hours and the day's left you wanting reprieve. Or at least religion, but just relax, 'cause everyone's sinning. Last night, the drinks, the words, the kiss, the car, the apartment, the cab fare, fake digits, your hair, your makeup, the high heels, impeccable, and all of it just to sit with some wannabes lies and counterfeits, how respectable, how respectable. Let's turn the lights on, let's turn the lights on, let's turn the lights on, let's turn the lights on now. When will I be old enough? And mommy had you buttoned up. When will I be old enough? When will I be old enough?
Well, Devin, you got a hold to that one too.
Good Lord, that made me feel like I wrote a hell of a song, Devin.
Hell of a song there.
Good Lord, that was phenomenal, man.
It was fun. I like to do it.
All right, I have had an additional insight that's going to further help me channel what I'm looking for from Devin, and I'm going to say it. I think this is good. I think this is a good way to look at it, and I think you'll take it as a compliment. But I think we're looking at the male Fiona Apple over here.
Might be.
I think that's what we got sitting on our hands.
Yeah, I mean, you might be right.
The male version of Fiona Apple.
I love Fiona Apple, so that's a compliment.
I mean, you do. I mean, she, you know, a lot of the stuff that you like and have in common and choose sits pretty close to there, like the Billie Eilish song and the song you did, you know, some of the stuff we do that's like you did Across the Universe that she did in that way that she and then there's a song on, I think, on White Line Fever or something that we've done in the last year or something that's also feels that same way. Yeah. Anyway, that's emerging as one of your vibes. So remember that.
I mean, I enjoy making songs kind of that feel. So hopefully it's not overdone, but I really enjoy doing it.
That was really
I'm also stacking up more. I mean, I really want to do 7 songs a week, not 1, you know, because I want to do Love Shack. I want to do that Rainbow song now. I want to add stuff to and participate with all these. That y'all do another song. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't get to work on that. Is that what it feels like? But I love that you capture it in the one takes like that. So we'll keep it kind of pure. But I want to go back, and there's such a good guide vocal there that I want to go back and do arrangements of those now. But it's an infinite loop. I guess I'm busy the rest of my life now with making songs and remaking songs. But it's a good feeling. I did have a couple other notes too. We said Reva did the video on that Vohn, but I didn't say that Seth, our volunteer who's helping with mixing and everything else like that, did some of the mixing to start on that song, and he's really helping us. He's like a mix assistant and a Pro Tools guy that's supporting me in a way that's really helping us get done stuff faster. So thank you to Seth. Also the Vohn song the arrangement is Chris Keene. So I don't want to leave him out of that one.
Right.
That one was clearly one. There's a certain ones when I hear him, I think Chris is going to get more here that I'd like to hear before I jump in on it. And sometimes he goes all the way through a song and adds some stuff, and I go from there. But he had this one pegged really good, really early. That was clear. So we went that way. And so good. Thank you to Chris Keene also on that. So it's getting quite collaborative, which is part of the ability to crank out a lot. And that's all stuff we did this week, except. Now we're going to have to talk about the thing we really did this week, which is our feature song, A Story About a Man with a Bad Heart, which is another part of the real core of I'm Only a Man, and even the one that includes the lyric I'm Only a Man. So it's almost like the title track, you could say.
So I remember when we were trying to come up with a name for the album, and that, for some reason, I think What Makes a Man kind of came up as an option. There was a few things that were close to that we really liked, and then I'm Only a Man kind of surfaced out of that song. And I guess you're right. It's kind of a little bit of a title track because of that.
Yep. It was the whole point of the album was a slam takedown on toxic masculinity all the way back then. Nobody ever got it.
Well, this is so funny. This song is one where it was the first song where my mother called and goes, Toby, I heard that the lyric protection breaks. And I say that about a condom break-in while the guy's cheating. The song is about a husband. First verse is husband and wife on their anniversary. He has a heart attack. Second verse is his heart's messed up again, but this time it's because he's cheating and his condom breaks, and maybe he's gotten this person that he picked up at a bar pregnant or something like that. Who knows? And so this one, it's kind of a darker song, but once again, I would say this is another Queen kind of influence song, because just last Friday is when my heart failed again. I'm saying my heart failed again, but it's singing it kind of upbeat, and I just love that the lyrics that's one of my favorite things to do. Write something a little darker, but the music feels you're bobbing your head to it, or you're a little dancey or something like that. I just love that. And this song captures that Emery vibe that we do sometimes a lot. Maybe a great example of it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's funny that your mom would say that lyric. I feel like the energy you make, which is more of, I don't even know what to say, at the end of the song, there's screaming in the left channel, that's Josh. Devin's singing 2 parts, the octaves on the right side, and Toby's doing something in the middle that's, I don't know really what it is. But I think of it just as simply as acting is the only way I would say it. I mean, there's lines.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
can
not
see that.
singing, it's not screaming. But what you're putting out there, energy-wise, what it feels like, is very intense. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a very intense scene in a movie where the guy, I mean, you see the dark side of somebody who's really, it's the opposite of what you're saying about what the verses are.
Yeah.
I mean, you're saying exactly what somebody's internal state is in some crazy situation, and it's very intense, and it makes you feel intense, especially when I'm dealing with it, and I get this tracks in. I wonder how the vocals are, and I'm sitting here at night listening to that, organizing it solo up loud to try to like make sure just when I'm working on the sound of it and stuff, and it's intense. I mean, you listen to that track soloed loud, what you conjure and deliver. I'm always afraid that's what gets lost with all the guitars and drums and all that stuff, because what you're doing there's some acting performance is very intense and strong. If it was Brad Pitt at the 3/4 of the way through some movie letting everybody have it, it would be a powerful scene. That's the way.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because it really is. I try to get it to do that. I get into a character of this man, and what it is this is finally the real him.
Yeah,
that
the
is
real
lashing
him,
out and mad. And the first 2 are fake. He's fake to his wife. He's fake at picking up the lady at the bar. And now the real him, when he gets caught, the real him is here, and it's vicious and it's mean. And it's defensive.
It's believable. That's what makes people, like I'm saying, I think that's what makes people like your mom uncomfortable. And then they call and say it's the condom line that bothers them.
Right. Oh, right.
That's my suspicion on that.
Yeah. But just like actors, I had to
got it from somewhere.
I had to really do a lot of research for this part. So
right.
I went deep on this. I really got into character. So don't tell my old lady.
Well, it's the same as Can't Stop the Killer. This and Can't Stop the Killer are those dark side, light side, something. But somehow what each of you do there, it does feel to me like that is what you guys' dark side would be like if it was real. That is what it would be, kind of like you're channeling something that is a fictional dark side that would be possible with what type of person you actually are, which is why it comes across real.
And I see some people asking over on Twitch. They might be on Zuckerberg too. But people always say, what are the songs that are on the stereo? And it's Only in Dreams, which is a Weezer song, one of my all-time favorites. Weezer's close to my favorite band. And then the second song is The Finishing, which is a Joe 747 song that it was our local band that we were in. And that song is about having sex and sinning, premarital.
Feeling real guilty about it.
That premarital, that fornication stuff is that guilty Toby that's, in his 20s.
And then you write another song that quotes it, and his mom calls him about the sexual content. No wonder you felt so guilty about it all this years.
My mom calls me about having safe sex. Frustrated, mad.
Wow.
I put that in there. So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That Joe 747 album is available in Emeryland, so all people in Emeryland can go listen to the song The Finishing. Right? Well, they have it, right? Yeah, they have it. So you can go back.
Yeah,
they already got it.
They're in Emeryland. Go listen to it.
We're building a new library for Emeryland where all the stuff will be mapped out on a website so you can see all the content that's in there. So we're getting like dozens of EPs and albums in there, and a bunch of them aren't public anywhere else. So we're making a directory, and then we're going to reset make it easier to stream and get access to all the music that's in our building library, which is building rapidly at this point, which is exciting.
So
Okay.
also, just to kind of run through this real quick before for the song, this is where you can pre-order I'm Only a Man. I posted the Can't Stop the Killer video last week. A bunch of people commented like, oh, no, I didn't know you guys were doing this. So there's always people who obviously aren't like following us religiously. So they see these things every week and they're like, oh, I didn't even know you guys were remaking this record. So for those of you who might see this, who didn't know we were making the whole record, we're going to have it on vinyl. You can pre-order that at emerymusic.com/IOAM. And we got lots of vinyl packages and all that stuff. So we're going to keep this going through the whole process of production, right? Keep the pre-order going.
Yeah.
And then we'll order vinyl at the end of that. So check it out.
I'm not going to pop the song just yet because this is the end of the show. So I want to make sure we cover everything.
Okay.
But I want to talk about this song just a little bit more. This one was I'm always nervous that we can't, if I don't get it, if it's not there, if the mix isn't there. This one came together nicely. It was one of the easiest ones the parts were simple. It came right out. And there's not a dobro in it because I can't find my dobro slide. I haven't played dobro since about 2009. But I have one, and I did use it on the original recording, but I can't remember like any of the scales, and I can't find my dobro slide. So I even have the dobro sitting right here, and I couldn't do it. But Devin added a part anyway in the in that section before the loud part that really achieves the hauntingness of that kind of anyway. I don't know if you did that in the absence of the dobro or naturally because that must have called for the same thing. But once I heard that, I said, oh, well, I don't have to worry so much about the dobro part. But if I find the slide before we put it on vinyl, I may add that part if I could figure out how to play it.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about the dobro.
Yeah, but you hear it's got that crank.
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah,
that adds a
it definitely
that's
adds
something that's
feeling
that,
to it.
Yeah, so that's not in this, but still the song, it captures real well, and I love this updated recording. And this is probably the first week so far this features the J-Man.
Oh, yeah. Except for he did the snap choir last week.
He did the snap choir last week, but this time he got some vocals. Yeah, so
it turned out great. The screams on this turned out great.
Yeah, he turned them in very last minute, but he did it, and he used a really cool technique where he did a yell, this barky kind of yell, and he did this inward scream where he goes like that, and he processed them and made it sound great. I didn't have to touch him. He had him EQ'd and put it. I mean, he knew what he had clearly knew what he was.
I was
doing
very proud of him. Yeah. I thought it just sounded so good. I was like, oh yeah, the J-Man coming in there.
He's back.
Yeah. And those, they were it just again, they just dropped right in. He had it totally nailed. So thank you, J-Man. And Dave Powell played really good as well. Yep. One other note you will notice, in the studio we were in, I recorded all these drum videos of the real takes the day we did these drums back in December, and so, but I didn't know if we were ever. I didn't even have this idea to do the show like this or anything. I just thought it might be worth capturing those drums at the time. But by the end of the day, I got funnier and funnier with the camera, which maybe get irritating as we go. I can't remember, but I just remember doing sillier stuff by the 8th song and 9th song.
Right.
But on this one, I feature a little bit, and you'll catch it in the drum video. Is the portraits that Dana Benz did of Dave. She's done portraits of us, I think, or many of us, if not all, and. The one of Dave is back behind him in the drum thing, and I caught on to that. So pay attention for Dave's portrait and him in there.
Nice.
And if these drum parts get sillier, I'm sorry. I didn't realize what their eventual use would be, but I am glad I captured them. All right.
Yeah, it sounds great. The guitars sound great, too. I wanted to mention that. This might sound funny or silly to guitar players, but it's hard for me to understand how you can capture almost the exact same guitar sound that you had back then.
Well, where do you think tone comes from, Devin? It ain't no amp.
I understand that, it's the guitar player, and it has a little bit to do with the amp or effects or something, right?
All I use is my same Telecaster, but I didn't have back then, and all I did was plug into that pedal board on the first line 6 Helix setting I could find, and then play it. So it sounds like me, which is the greatest. That's what I sound like. It has
that's
nothing
cool.
to do,
I know. I just was like, man, that sounds exactly like the guitar on the original. So it's cool.
One of the reasons that's increased on this song is because this is a song that I composed before there was vocals. So the music on this one came from the guitar part originally. And then I made the whole song straight front to back with a full arrangement. And then Toby took it from there, which is that's about 1/5 1/4 or 1/5 of our, less and less over the years, but it's probably 1/4 or 1/5 of our songs are that format where I compose a track of music and then Toby does something with it. And sometimes that turns out really great, but the guitar part's very consistent because it's just that was the basis of the song. So I know the exact way I play it and it felt was what generated the song to exist in the first place. So it's very, very close. And it only took 20 minutes to do.
I've been happy that my voice sounds somewhat in the ballpark of what it was. Like,
it sounds better.
Every time I try to go to sing, I get in here, I feel like I just got done smoking a cigarette and drinking a cup of coffee. Like, let me sing this, and then I go, watch your makeup. And I'm like, what? I'm proud of myself. I'm like, what? He still got it. Almost 45 years old, still kicking it.
That's funny.
Well, this is a quintessential Emery song, and it's one of the ones you can tie directly to Dave Bazan, I think. Also, it's got the darkness of the tone and what it does, and even some of the musical ideas you can totally trace the lineage there. So shout out to Dave, he gave a compliment one time to me and said that he thought some of the stuff of ours that he heard was really cool. When I explained to him what came from him or how we think similar to him but do it slightly different, and he said that he thought that was great, and that heavy expression of that he thought was so good, but he couldn't do it. He just he wasn't able to do that, and thought that was like he gave some kind of validation to the like when he tried to do Control and he felt like he couldn't quite do that or pull it off, and loved it and came back from it. But I think that's kind of what he validated that is whatever it was that validated that we were on the same kind of pathway there. So I think that's kind of meaningful to me.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And it acknowledges the ripoff, lest anybody say it.
All right, let's roll.
Okay. All right, I'm excited.
Some people's favorite Emery song. I think it's a very valid pick for that, if that's your opinion. We'll come back and say what's up, and then we'll get out of here. But remember, the tip jar's there. Remember, you can order the I'm Only a Man update on vinyl for the first time at emerymusic.com. Here's a story about a man with a bad heart.
Watch your makeup, there's just a smudge beneath the eye. You look great in that dress, it hits every curve just right. We've got dinner at 8 and then drinks by 9. I love you so, it's our anniversary tonight. Suddenly everything shakes as if it's starting to break. And now I'm on my knees. My wife screams, what's wrong? As the stereo plays our song, only in dreams. Just last Friday is when my heart failed again. I was thinking that I should find a friend. I bought her several drinks, slipped the ring into my hand. We drove to her place and let the good times roll again. Suddenly everything shakes as my protection breaks. And now I'm on my knees and I scream, this was wrong. As I leave, the stereo plays the song, the finishing. Is this it? Is this how I've spent my life? Lying there with a broken heart on bedroom floors. And finally, I realize that I'm only a man. I'm only a man. I'm only a man.
Awesome, huh?
All right.
Nice.
Man, that turned out good.
That was great.
Easy.
Wow.
Good job. Good job.
There's so much going on. Good
That's a
Lord. I
lot.
love the delay on my vocals. And
You do.
and
I don't
Devin's
know if I
harmonies.
like it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it because it came so quick, and I was like, it almost feels like it's not right, and it just.
I think it's out of time. That's why I don't like it.
I think that's what makes me love it.
Well,
That's
maybe
where
I
I'm
do like it. That's what I'm
ooh.
saying. It was grinding at me.
That's what you
which-
do with delay. Of
Yeah.
course, everybody knows what you normally do with delay. You do that with delay. It's gonna wake some people up in this world. So
Out of time
Happy about it.
delay. Out of time quarter note.
Don't
Yeah,
you
Josh
touch that.
killed it too. Josh, I love he comes out of the darkness
Yeah,
as
yeah.
Gandalf. You know, Gandalf with his blue wizard ring is so awesome.
He's definitely Gandalf. No doubt about
Oh,
that.
God, Jesus.
Only
Gandalf.
slightly more mysterious.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I see Josh. Like
Right.
how I get to hang out with Josh was just what everybody else in America just did.
Just you mean
All of a
you
sudden he
don't
shows
see
up
him,
out
all
the
of a sudden
shadows and
there
goes,
he
"Well,
is.
hello."
Just in rooms and he just appears.
All of a sudden there's a wizard in the room and he tells you something and fixes something and then he's got
It just disappears.
for weeks sometimes and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden there's a wizard is back.
Just have a mysterious member of
He got
Emeryland.
called a wizard at the comedy club that time, remember?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. A comedian crowd worked him and called him a wizard.
That's really funny. Well, it's another
Well,
great week of AYL. My
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Now, I
Sure.
think we are taking next week off, and one of the reasons why is because we need a damn break. Another reason is I'm moving to Devinstown, so
Yes.
we'll be sleeping in Devin's basement, and things are gonna be kind of crazy. So I need a little bit of time off, and also we got a lot of new music coming up. We got some. What's the next two songs? It's
Don't
Don't
bore
bore
us.
us. Don't
Yeah.
That's
bore
gonna
us.
be a,
The
that's gonna be a
chorus.
fun one.
I told
Devin, you have to
people
do it.
the Emeryland well, he doesn't have to because that's our assignment America this week for
Oh.
Emeryland.
Oh,
is
yeah.
to do
We
the
challenged
Never Gonna Go
Emeryland
Aways.
people to do it.
Oh, nice! I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I officially put that in. I said it in there, but I
It was
got to
mentioned,
officially
yeah.
start collecting them.
Somebody
But
gonna
yeah,
be able to sing that high?
well, just everybody can express it in the way they want, and I'll decide what goes in and how loud it is.
I'm glad
Go
Devin
for it.
Devin doesn't have to do it now because I was worried. I was like, his heart will explode. A young
That's
man
very
could hit
possible.
that note. But
Well, somebody find a kid to hit those high notes if nobody can get it. But try,
Oh,
pick,
yeah.
pick whatever note you like in that stack or in between or whispered or talked or screamed and
Let's make like a
express it any way you
number.
want.
Can we like do some kind of really ridiculous goal and try to get 100 vocals?
Well, it'd be a little bit of a pain.
I
but
know.
A lot of importing, but
We
it's
got 2
possible.
weeks.
oh,
You got
put
2
Mr.
weeks,
Producer,
Matt.
man,
You
he's
got
so
2
good.
weeks.
He can't do it.
You think it would be good to have 100 voices?
Okay, let's
I wish
be
we had
realistic. Let's
200.
say what's the most you would think would be cool but not stupid? 50?
Well, sound wise, it
10.
won't matter much beyond
I
12.
know, I know.
But I'll put them all in there so they're
Let's say
theoretically in there,
25.
but-
Let's say 25. That won't be hard at all. 25.
We'll extend the entrance and like it starts with one person, and if it was in a video, and then more, and then a choir, and then a stadium, and then like a whole earth,
Fast forward to
zoomed out,
next week,
screaming
and
it.
everyone
A drone footage.
in
and then
Emeryland.
just more and more
in their
voices,
vocal.
and I'll try to make the audio illusion of that, whatever it would be. I don't know what it would be, but we'll try that.
That'll be-
We'll see what
Never
we can
gonna
do.
go away. That's what
And then
got
they all pop back on the one never gonna go away line before the second chorus, right?
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be
Man.
fun. Be
Cool.
part of history.
Yeah.
You got to
All
join
right.
Emeryland to
Yeah.
get
So
in
if you
there
want
to
to get
do
in
it,
on that, you got to join Emeryland between now and then.
Yeah, maybe next time we come back to AYL, we can do a drinking game or something again. But right now,
Yeah.
going to
There's
bed.
a lot going
Oh,
on.
guess what? Mitch showed up after all. He just came
Oh,
in to say thrice. Already did
Oh,
that song
Mitch.
with 1,000 voices. So I guess they're better. That's fine,
Oh,
Mitch.
thanks, Mitch.
He wasn't even here at the beginning. He shows up just to get a little insult in before we get off. Good Lord.
Mitch is typing from side stage after he just got off at Sturgis.
I don't know if he heard the jokes about him at the top of the show.
Yes, Mitch, you missed our jokes about it. You played Sturgis, didn't you?
Anyway,
Oh, man.
maybe
All right.
We love
maybe
you
just
guys.
tune in to
Hey.
Thrice's show next week and skip ours.
Yeah,
I want to
you
say this
skip
too.
ours.
If you didn't tip, no big deal at all. But one thing that really does help us, share our videos. If you like the song tonight, you like
Yeah.
Story About a Man, share it, retweet it, whatever, TikTok it, whatever. It really helps to get the word out there. Because if you like it, somebody else would. So that's actually a big help too. So
Mitch, thanks here. We're glad you made it. He was at band practice, but
I knew
go
it.
back to the beginning. We were clowning about you since you weren't there in the first 30 seconds. We're glad you're here now. We're glad you're all here. Thank you for the tips, everybody.
Thank you, Zuckerbergers.
Do we want to name
Thanks,
any of the tippers? You want to call out these tippers? I'll thank you, Melodious Melody, Beals MTX, as always.
As
up
always.
in there. Derek Durst is a big timer.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know Big Matten. I don't reckon, but thanks for subbing, Big Matten.
Yep.
Mitch.
We'll let you guys.
Everybody else.
We'll let you go. Next time, we got a gift from one of our Emeryland members to give us some more stuff away. So in 2 weeks from now, we'll do another really nice giveaway. I'm Only a Man pre-order giveaway. So make sure you tune in, and it'll be a tip contest, and we'll let you guys know what night. We have a tendency to be kind of random, so we'll let you guys know what night. We'll promote it on social media.
All right. I'm glad we're ending tonight too. I forgot to tell y'all. All my family is directly on the other side of the wall on air mattresses.
Because you got nothing in your house.
We have no furniture at all. I'm sitting in a
Take your green screen off for a second.
Oh, God, I don't know if I had to get to it. Let's see real quick. Hold on. This is sad.
It's funny.
It's just my clothes.
It makes you see like the real world.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
oh.
Oh God, blur it out. I'm
That's
blurring
terrible. That's
it. All right,
terrible.
we'll see y'all later.
So sad. That's the saddest thing I've more than any song.
You're right. All right, see y'all.